You're listening to Probably Unqualified, the podcast that no one asked for.
The beautiful voice that you're hearing right now, I'm Mariah. Don't hate.
This is Deja.
And this is Alexis.
So, guys, what are we getting into this week? I feel like we got.
So, I have a question for you ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can be in a relationship and marriage, and not have marriage be the end goal? If so, what exactly would the point of a relationship be, if not marriage, in the end goal? So we can take turns and give our thoughts.
Well, let's start with the only one of us who's actually in a relationship. Go ahead, Deja, take it home.
Take it away.
Do you think you can be in a relationship and not think marriage is the end goal? I feel like when you're young, yes. Just to use my personal, journey as an example, I was not dating in high school, college. I was not in any serious relationships. Did not take anyone super serious. So after college is when I met my boyfriend. So I was 22 when I met him. And I think at that point I was like, okay, I've had my fun. I've dated, whether it was dating apps or just in person, whatever. I was like, okay, I think this is, this might be the guy that deserves a little more of my time. So right now I feel like, obviously you think about marriage, right? At this age, at least for me, at almost 25, yes, I am thinking about marriage because I do want to have a family eventually. And I don't think I would be with him if I didn't like the idea of marriage. I wouldn't just sit and be somebody's girlfriend for 30 years.
Yeah.
I feel like that's being a girlfriend for 30 years.
I mean, look at Goldie Hawn and is it Russell? Not Russell Crowe. I was gonna say Russell Crowe. Who the fuck is
Russell Crowe?
Who is it? What's that?
It's a Jim Crow.
But yeah, they've been boyfriend girlfriend for 20 something 30 years. But that's also different. They're celebrities.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're rich and
they have the assets and all that.
That's a little bit different. But
we're just regular folk.
A regular person, I don't know. I just feel like marriage will obviously be the end goal.
Mm-hmm.
But
is it obvious? You never know. I agree with your point that I'm not trying to be someone's 60-year-old girlfriend. I'm not doing that.
We're not age.
We're not ageist.
We're not age shaming.
Ageist, yeah.
We're not doing that.
Listen,
Mariah's not speak for yourselves. I said what I said.
I'm not gonna be somebody's we're not about to be sitting in a nursing home. And you calling me
First of all, you're not in a nursing home at 60. How old do you think 60?
Some people 90, are, unfortunately.
Whatever it is. Oh, yeah, that's just my point. I'm not about to be somebody's 60-year-old girlfriend.
So what's your stance on it? I'm confused.
I say...
Will you be someone's 25-year-old girlfriend? Let's stop. She's only answering as if she's 60. You're not 60, Mariah.
You're right. First of all, this headband.
So right now, would you date somebody
who you didn't see?
Serious relationship that you don't see a future with?
But that's not the question. It's not I don't see a future with them. It's that
my
future doesn't involve.
A married future.
Which kind of means
somebody
the same
right
thing.
now? Absolutely.
You think?
I think that I would be able to be with someone and not consider marriage in the future.
But why? So why is that?
Because
what's the point, right?
I mean, you could still be happy with somebody. I just feel like marriage puts such a literally the idea of marriage or the terminology of marriage puts such a restraint on a relationship because it's okay, yeah, you're in the honeymoon phase and it's all.
Can I dive in here? Would you date someone who after you get to know them, however long, that you don't see yourself married?
Yeah.
But why? So the point of a relationship, right, is two people who decided, hey, I like you more than I like that
everyone
else,
or
that girl over there, and I care for you, and I want to see where this can go, and I want to have fun, I want to travel, I want to do all the fun stuff that people say they want to do and never do.
Oh my god!
But no, what's the? I don't get why you would want to do that.
Just
with
to be
one
happy with
person
someone.
When you could be single and do. If you don't see marriage,
yeah, wouldn't you want someone better who's better fit for you?
Why not just be single and have fun with anybody?
No, because I mean, you still like the person, you still enjoy their company, you still want to spend time with them. It's just
So why don't
you
you
don't
see
want to
it?
be fiscally
So what is the
responsible for
scary
them.
part of marriage is my question. Like, what's that scary that like
You're trapped. You literally are doing everything that you would normally be doing for the past 10 years, except now the law is saying if y'all break up, you got to pay $10,000.
No, well, first, that's what prenups are for, and like agreements. It's not.
What
I think-
So
normal
it sounds
person
like
is
your
gonna prenup?
problem is that you just don't want to get married at all. That's what it's sounding like.
No, I'm very indifferent on the idea of marriage because I feel like the type of person that I am, I would be perfectly happy in a relationship with someone who was like, I don't want to get married.
So it sounds like you do want to be someone's 60-year-old girlfriend.
No, I don't.
What? What is...
I don't. But
Fine, let me rephrase the question. Instead of would you date someone if you don't see marriage, would you date someone who you don't see a long-term future with? Since
No.
marriage scares.
Well,
So you do agree. What the?
Okay, Lex. What about you?
Oh my God. We'll come back to you because you're a
We're
liar.
gonna come back to Mariah because she don't know what she wants.
I don't know what
All
I
right,
want.
Lex. what
I
about
agree
you?
with you that I don't think I would. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, like, start a relationship because
Right.
you don't know and it could
Right.
grow.
Right.
But, like, I feel like after a certain amount of time, like, let's say a year or 2 years, which, like, you should goddamn hopefully know someone well enough by then. And after, like, and also if you're over the age of, like, 20-something, because obviously when you're, like, in high school or in college, your youth is just in your present and you can't think about the future because you think you're going to be young forever.
Right.
But once you get a certain age, I feel like, not that necessarily, like, the pressure, not like, if he doesn't propose to me in 2 years, we're fucking over. It's more like the fact that, why would I want to date someone who doesn't see themselves dating me for a long, not even marriage, but, like, if they don't want to date me in, like, 10 years, 5 years, I mean, yeah, everything can be good, but I feel like you're just kidding yourself, and you're prolonging the heartache.
Yeah.
That, because, like, if they don't see a future with you, that means that eventually down the line, someone's going to break up with someone, so why not just fucking get it over
And
with?
You know what I think? You know what I really think? I feel like, okay, this is me generalizing people I know, but if someone ever told me, yeah, I don't really think I want to get married.
That'd be
I think
over.
they just don't want to get married to
Me,
Not
yes.
in general. Like, I know you've seen examples where somebody's like,
He's just not that
ready for a
into
relationship
you.
right now, or I'm not.
And
you
they
know,
get
I'm not
married
ready.
2 years
And then the next
later.
person they meet,
Mhm.
They get married, they have kids, they do the shit. Why? Like, I think it's about those two people, like, specifically, not like, I'm Deja. Hi, I'm Deja, and I never want to get married. I think it's like, hi, I'm Deja, and I either want to marry you or I don't. I don't know. I just can't.
I've even had friends who have been like that, who have been like, I will never get married. I will never be in this. I know that. And then they meet someone, they're like, shit, you know what? Maybe.
That was me. That
Yeah.
was literally me. Like, before I met.
Yeah, when we met
my
each
current
other.
boyfriend, I
Mhm.
was like, no, like, we're just having fun.
And then you guys started dating, like,
Yeah,
immediately.
2 weeks later. he
Which
actually
I still
dated
remember
someone.
their first date. Deja was so hesitant to call it a date. She was like, I mean, we're just hanging out. We're like getting
Okay, we're
tacos.
hanging out at getting tacos.
It's a date, sweetie. He's picking you up. He's going, like, it's a date. And she was like, and then, like, 2 weeks later, oh, yeah, like, we're, like, dating.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all about that person that makes you change your mind. So you might say you meet Mud and you're like, I just really don't want to get married. That's not really my
I would
thing.
never
And then
meet
you
Mud Dudley and not want to get
And
married.
then you.
I will never.
He's like this mythical
And then you meet
creature now.
Dudley and you're like, oh shit, like, I know I said I didn't want to get married a month ago. I just met this guy. I really like him. Like, let's see where this goes.
I mean, there are certain people, like, let me just devil's advocate. I'm going to take your role, Deja. But there are certain people who really, like, just don't want it. And, like, obviously, we all know, like, the trope. Like, don't think you can change a person who, like, 100% cannot be changed. But I'm just saying, I feel like most people aren't like that. Most people are flexible, and it depends on the person. But, like, there's some guys and girls out there who, like, just don't waste your time because they ain't worth it. They're not going to change.
Like, I also think it's a hard, like, people look at this question as being so hard because we are, like, mid-20s now. I think some people hear it as, do you want to get married right now? And it's like,
That's not what we're
I want to get
saying.
married, like, in a couple years or a few years down the line. So
I just feel like if you're in a long-term relationship and you've never discussed it, it's not like saying we're going to get married in the next 5 years, but if you've never discussed the possibility,
dump him.
that's, first of all, that's where you get those, like, public proposals
him.
that end in disaster because, first of all, I would never want to be proposed to by someone who's never brought it up because, like, well, how are you going to blindside me like that? Like, if you aren't mature enough to I mean, like, to even discuss it, not to, like, make concrete plans or
Right,
anything.
and don't feel crazy. People are so scared.
Yeah.
Like,
But when
so
are you supposed to
terrified.
bring? Like, I'm not
Just like
bringing up.
no, like, where do you like?
Not like, oh, propose to me like on this day. No, just like, oh, like, where do you see this going? Like, can you see me like, or just to yourself or to your friends? Think, can I see myself having kids with this man?
But
Obviously,
when do
children
you
aren't
have
planned,
that conversation with him?
It depends on the relationship.
I feel like it depends on the person.
There's no
like,
set time because
So
people
then what
move
if
at
the
different
person is
paces.
the type of person
and you
where
shouldn't feel crazy.
you end up 35 and y'all
No,
haven't
see,
talked
no.
about it?
I think you need
So
to
it
talk
can't-
about that.
So it has to be a timeline.
I say before a year. Before a year, I'm talking about this.
Before a year?
Absolutely. A year is a long time. I say before a year.
But I'm just
Bring
saying-
that shit up.
Well, also, like, again, we're talking about age because we're older here, but, like, still, I mean, I wouldn't see, but that's what I'm saying. It depends on the person because, like, Deja said before a year for me. For me, it'd probably be like, oh God, at least like 2 years.
Is a long time. That's 365
You know what?
days.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like maybe it is. It is dependent on our age because, like, when I was 20 and 21, like,
Oh God, that was the
yeah.
furthest thing from. We were
Where
like,
is
we were like,
Wait,
what times
I'm
does
not
Frizzy
ready
close?
tomorrow.
Mariah's throwing that cooch left and right.
She said, I'm gonna be down at Brick Bar at 11. I'm gonna be down at Frizzy's at 12. She's like, we're gonna move to Chippewa at
But that's
1.
what you're
CBGB's at
supposed to be
9:30.
doing. Like, that is what you're
You
supposed
need
to
it.
be doing. You're supposed
That's
to be figuring
true.
out what you like.
because I feel like that was like when I was 20, 21, I was not thinking about shit like that. But now it's like my life, I feel like, is starting to turn into, you know, that New York meme where it's like, I want my eggs cracked. I want a child. Like,
You know how I
what-
know, like, we're at that point because we'll see somebody we're like, oh my God, he would make a good dad. Disclaimer, not to be like psycho, but like you can see somebody like, okay, that looks like a good dad.
I agree. Versus, like, obviously,
especially when they got a kid in their hand and he's like,
no,
playing.
no, you,
No,
sweetie,
not
you always
already
lose
dead.
us.
No,
We don't
no,
want
no,
to be
no, no, no,
stepmoms.
just like,
Oh,
like
like
a
a-
guy
yes, yes.
that like is
Oh,
like
someone
playing
else's
with-
baby.
Yes, he's like playing with his nephew or something, and like he's just.
But no,
so,
yeah, because I
into
guarantee you,
it.
when we were going out in college, we weren't going up to some random man like, "Ooh, you'd make a good dad.
Right.
Come
You're
home
not
with me
attracting nobody
tonight."
out here.
Like,
You're
no,
not
that was,
attracting
in fact, that was like 100% the opposite. It was like, please do not
Call
bother my children.
him daddy.
First
Let's
of
not
all-
start some podcast beef because
Nah,
we have
let's
things.
start it. Fuck the no. No, I feel that though. I think we've reached that certain point where we
Yeah.
just look at things differently, and it's
Because-
not always about like you know how we have a lot of I don't want to say
Call it out.
but
Call
you
it
know,
out.
there's some,
We said
have
episode 3, we're
some
calling out
friends,
names.
right? Like we know couples. That's a better way to put it. We know couples that you can tell that person is just like yearning, like, oh, I just want somebody to be with, so I
Yeah.
can just be with them and be with them and be with them, like
Let's
as opposed to oh, I want quality over just any old
Just whoever's there.
Show
schmo.
schmo. She was about to call somebody out and then she chose not to because she can't. She kitty cat.
Somebody listening, like, oh shit.
Like, what's she talking about?
Which also should be a lesson because if you think it's you, it's probably not. But like, take a look at your relationship if you think it's you.
Ooh,
If you're
preach.
worried.
Oh,
Great
Lord.
flex. So the next, well, no, I feel like
Staring straight back at me. I love that song. Because it's like staring at your reflection, like.
Oh wow, tell us more.
I'm just going to go jump off the roof. It's fine.
Actually, it's a very nice roof.
This wasn't in the question, but I feel like talking about the pressure of us having, like you said, the New York meme, like, oh my, I want somebody to crack my
Well,
eggs,
my
like
eggs
that pressure of our clock. So we know a lot of people with kids.
I feel like I'm not at the age where I'm like, I'm worried about it. Like, I know I got plenty of time. I never saw myself as like a young mom. Well, not to, oh God.
See, I did. And like my timeline that I gave myself when I was a kid.
Well, we're not talking about kid timelines because that's all skewed because of Disney. Bitches getting married at 16 and having kids.
No, but like, I mean, even my timeline as a kid is what I would wish that my timeline now would be, but it is not.
But now you're too busy at the bar.
I wanted to be married by, like 28, 29,
right.
and I wanted
Well,
to
yeah,
be
that's
done with
still-
my
You
kids.
still have plenty of time. That's 4 years away.
I gotta meet somebody today. I'm not marrying.
Bitch, what?
I'm not marrying somebody that
No.
I've known for a year or two.
I definitely would.
Because
I
then
would,
even after
100%.
you've been after a year,
That's a long.
you don't know nobody after a year. You don't know. You don't
I
know.
I do.
I don't think
Especially
so.
going on year 2, I could tell, like, if I, no.
Let's talk about this because
Oh,
I know
yeah,
like
'cause I
back
got
in the day it was
different
different.
Same opinion.
I
Like,
got different opinions.
I don't think I would ever marry anyone who I haven't lived with
Nope.
first because you
Not
know
at all.
someone like let's take me and Deja for example.
Y'all get married?
Yes,
Tomorrow.
but no, I feel like I knew her so much better once we moved in together back in the day. Like, you 100% know someone so much more. Like, you could have known, like, I've known people for years.
And little, like,
or, like, go on trips,
so,
like, yeah.
So, get an apartment after he proposes.
No, that's too late. Okay, you want me to commit to spending my life with someone without ever, like, sharing a toothbrush for, like, 2,000? No, not that. That's not my hold. I might just say toothbrush holder. I don't share my toothbrush.
Damn, like,
you
fucking yourself up.
It's because I speak too fast. I get too excited. Let me calm the fuck down. All right.
Deep breathing.
It's a Puerto Rican, like, talking fast and also being one of 5 kids. Okay.
No,
I understand what you mean.
No, I'm not. No, I would rather say, okay, this doesn't work as a girlfriend than a fiance. I don't think I have it in me to tell somebody after I've lived with them, after they propose to me, that can't work.
And also, imagine making all those plans and then you have to cancel them.
Yes, because listen, we already got Pinterest boards around
Yes,
here.
we do. Well, she does, but I support it. I don't have Pinterest boards, but I do like some dresses out there and some rings. I mean, that's an Instagram. I have, like, Instagram inspo save. Let me not call you out. I got some things.
So what were you saying?
I disagree. I think that you shouldn't move in with somebody until after you
know what?
are
Fast
engaged.
forward.
I want my own
now,
space.
Mariah gonna be living with her boyfriend, not engaged yet.
No, I understand
I'm
wanting
bringing
your
this
own
up.
space, and that's great. But okay, but by getting married, you're literally, like, saying that you're committing to sharing your space with that person for the rest of your life. So why not, like, make sure it's gonna work before you pledge yourself?
I need my own space in a relationship. Like,
Maybe you shouldn't get married.
I don't want to be laid up under you forever.
Wait, what?
For like 24/7.
Mariah wants like the 1950s where couples had separate beds.
Well, literally, if I could, I would.
Okay.
I am the type of person that I need my space. I don't want. I mean, then again, this is also coming. Yeah, I need my own space. I just don't want.
You have your own space now. This is your own space.
Yeah, and when I date somebody, it'll be nice that I have my own space and they're not all up
Right.
under me.
So but when you so you get into a relationship, you don't have to move in right away, but you should move in
No,
before
I know,
he
but I'm saying,
proposes.
like, at all. Like, I
No.
can't see myself wanting to be under someone.
And you're also not under each other 24/7. Y'all have jobs.
Have your
don't
own
you?
lives.
You got
Okay,
jobs?
okay, so then I see you outside
Y'all
of
got
my
hobbies?
job. I don't.
Bitch, this is a hobby.
No, I
I mean, I feel that, Mariah. I love my personal space, but I also know that if I want to get married one day, then I'm gonna have to give not all of it up, obviously.
Right.
But you have to. I mean, it's about compromise.
Carrie Bradshaw had her apartment.
That's what the fuck I'm about to do.
Yeah, she did. And, like, I feel like that would be me because I hate when people are in my fucking space. So, my little art studio, yeah, so I can get away from the husband. Big windows. I just want to loft.
I've seen so many couples throughout the years, like, move in together, and then, what the hell?
Oh.
If I can't get this point across, maybe this is Jesus saying, don't fucking say it.
Don't put it out there.
But I've seen couples that, like, they move in together too early, and it goes to shit because you are all up under each other, and it's like you only are with each other for most of the time. Like, you only see each other for most of the time, and it's like you start to get annoyed by people.
So I don't think the space is the issue. I think it's the person. Like, if you say, like, we all live together, right? I really don't think I could get sick of y'all. I might, like, we all have our annoying moments,
thank you.
maybe, but I don't think I would get sick of sharing a space with the two of y'all. Say we, like, got rich or some shit. And we all had wings.
We
and
have
podcasts.
I'm in my
Like,
corner.
I don't think I would get sick of you. But if it's somebody that I'm, like, irritated by, aggravated, but, like, or just don't
But then
wanna
why
be-
would you be in a relationship with somebody that you're
But no, wait,
aggravated
but no,
by?
that's why we're saying
that's
move
what
in
we're
so you can know all those little
Right,
things
but you
because
wanna
you
know
don't
that
know it
before you're
until you move in.
engaged.
You know a lot about someone when you move in, and you like people better before or after. Because, like, I mean, even just my brothers, like, living with them growing up, I like them a lot better now that we don't live in the same space and they're not fucking taking the shower every time I need it. And I'm just saying, like, little things.
I don't know. I feel like my views on relationships in general are just so warped.
It's not warped. It's your opinion. Don't be ashamed. That's my opinion. But I mean, it just shows that, like, you know, maybe you need more time to get acclimated to the idea.
Got more time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want babies by 33.
So speaking of the clock, what age would you like to have babies by?
Well, if you would have asked me when I was 14.
No, I'm asking you now.
Okay, well, I was going to lead up to that, bitch. I'm going to say what I was going to say anyways, because fuck you. If you would have asked me when I was 14, I probably would have said like some like shit like 23 because that seems so fucking old. But now that I'm 24, I'm like, ooh, I think I'm in my 20s for me, so I'll probably have a kid at like 30, if at all.
I would probably do. What am I? I'll be 25 this year. Like I said before, I do want to be married before I have kids. So maybe 30? 30? Did you say 30?
I said 30, yeah.
I'll say 29.
Oh, wow, okay, bitch. Like, I don't want to be like her.
29,
You mean you don't want to have our kids at the same time?
Well, I do want to have
Pregnancy
at
pack.
least 8 kids in my 20s because...
You said 8 kids?
No,
no,
eight
8 kids.
kids.
Oh my
8
God.
kids. Oh, I would love
I was
to
like,
have
8 kids.
though.
First of all, where's the time?
No, honestly, the more the merrier. But I do want to be done by a certain age. So I'm not about to be like lean or what is it? What the fuck am I trying to say?
I don't know. Fucking
Walkers?
geriatric.
I'm just. I don't want to be limping at my kid's college graduation.
You think if you have your kid at 31, you're going to be fucking limping?
No, I'm saying that's why I'm stopping at like 35. I always say that I'm gonna stop at 35.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
So whatever I have by
that's
35,
good.
that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, my cutoff is 33. I ideally would love to have 1, maybe 2, maybe.
Kids?
If I pop out twins,
If I get
then that'd be
popped.
Oh my
perfect.
god.
But
One
by
and done.
33.
I want like
'cause-
5.
But that's with the timeline of being married by 28 because
Not
I
out
want
of
a
this
couple years
vagina.
with just me and my man.
I want like 5.
I don't know how
really
our moms
do.
did it, because
I know.
I'm one of 5, Deja's one of 4.
Yeah.
Just like, oh no. Mm-mm.
Pop them out. Pop, pop, pop.
They really did.
And we
My
were a
mom
couple-
said,
all of
"Pop."
us- All of us were a couple years
Pop,
apart.
that's it.
I love the idea of a big family, and also I know this does sound a little like I don't know, I don't know if it would be cocky or conceited, but I want to see
See
how
your
many
face?
versions of myself
Yeah.
I can make.
I know.
Copy paste. Are you calling me ugly?
No, no.
First of all, don't ever.
No, I feel that. I would love to see a little
No,
curly-haired
I
girl
wanna
walking
see
around.
myself in as many versions as I. That's so
No, I
weird
think
to
that's
say,
the-
but I
that's the
do.
grossest
That's the
part
whole reason
about
why
it.
people
Oh my God,
procreate.
People are
love
like,
to.
oh my God, he has his daddy's eyes and he has
Why
his
is that
mom's
gross?
eyes.
Yeah.
That
I
is
don't-
your
No,
baby.
don't
That's your
fucking- I don't
spawn.
want
I think that's so cool.
Carbon copy.
So you want a baby that looks like the neighbor?
If my
Well, then you
baby,
got another problem.
if my child come out anything like me, I feel bad for that.
Why?
child.
You have such a cute
I'm
face.
You better start loving yourself.
No, not even my looks. No, I'm not talking. Well, no, I'm not talking about my looks. But like, personality-wise,
What?
like if
we
my
wouldn't.
child,
I don't think we'd be friends with you if you weren't.
We love your
some sort of
personality. You're
Like,
so
what?
funny.
You're
yeah, everybody
so hard
else
on
loves me,
yourself.
but I'm just so annoying.
Oh, everyone just loves
we
you.
We gotta save that for another episode.
Intervention. Everyone comment and tell you love Mariah, because she
Drop
needs
Mariah
it.
a compliment.
Show me some love, y'all.
So you said 33, 20. Oh wait, no, you said done by 33. What's your first age?
Maybe like 30.
Yeah.
30,
So we're all around like the
30,
29, 30
yeah.
range. Because we got things to do. We got places to
Listen,
see.
I got places to see.
Because I also want to enjoy my 30s too.
What
Like,
did
I don't
that
want
guy
my
say? That guy at the
30s
bar
to-
said your 30s are like your 20s. You
Just
just
your-
have more money.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's the same.
Who said that?
Some guy.
It's
at
funny
the
because
bar.
it's true. I know some 30-year-olds and they don't have as much fun, but they do have more fun and they have more money. But like a lot of them are boring. No,
Think of the 30 somethings we know. They seem to be like.
it depends.
fun.
Cause like the married ones I knew were like going out was like a once a month thing and they were like, ooh. But that's also like if you're a boring person before you get married, you're gonna be a boring person after you get married. So it all depends on the person.
Listen, quarantine got us all becoming homebodies, but for the people that do enjoy going out and having fun, even if you are with your significant other, don't feel bad about it and don't let people shame you like, I stay home on Saturday nights.
Like, good for fucking you. Like, and you're boring, we know.
I don't want to be married and boring though. I think,
Ugh,
but I
no.
don't think we would even allow each
No.
other to be like.
We'd literally like knock on the door, be like, knock knock, you're coming out to play, bitch.
Yeah,
Come on.
Like I don't think we would just sit and be like that boring wife.
No,
Just-
I'd be like, your husband can watch the kids. We're going. I want to be your aunt from Vegas. Like me and Deja went to
I
visit
know.
her, and she like the one day her and all of her friends were there for brunch, and they were all drunk as fuck and just having a great time. And they're all I don't know how old are they?
Yeah, they're in their
40s,
40s, close to
50s,
50s,
whatever.
yeah.
And they were having more fun than us. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is
They
exactly
travel,
where I
they go
want to
on
be.
Cruises,
Yes.
girls trips. My aunt is not married, but she, has her friends. But they go on cruises, trips. They don't have to answer to anybody. They're just like.
oh, that sounds. Oh
Doesn't
my
it sound-
God, that sounds like a dream.
Wait, it's like the rich aunt fantasy. Everyone wants to be like the exotic aunt who like doesn't have kids. Oh shit, you know what I mean. God damn, I played myself.
You need to listen to our last episode. Clearly, no. But yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so like not against marriage, but like so hesitant about it because I know myself, and I feel like I'm such a submissive person when it comes to relationships that like I don't want to like, I don't want to have to take somebody else's feelings into consideration. I really don't.
Well, you already do that though.
You do it with friendships.
You do that with friends. All the time. You do it too much, actually, if we're being quite honest.
Yeah. I think it's just... But that's, like, imagine that. But then, like, it's like, okay, friends, it's like, I'm willing to, like, I mean, this sounds bad. I'm not a bad friend, y'all. But it's like, sometimes you make sacrifices and you're willing to sort of, like, let your friends down. Like, if I didn't want to go out one night, it's like, no, I'm not going to fucking go out.
Yeah,
y'all
we know that because she
like,
shows up late to every event.
You are a fucking... Oh, I thought you were going to say I don't never go out. I show up. I might be 50 minutes late, but I show up.
The one time, I wasn't going to come, but then I decided to 3 hours later. But it's fine.
With, like, now imagine that and how considerate I am with other people. Like, imagine that being translated into a relationship.
Wait to see that. I want to see soft
It'd be really
Mariah.
cool.
First of all, you'll never see soft Mariah.
Soft Mariah.
No, I'll be like, oh, get away from
me. Wait, Mariah's wedding rounds. I mean, you aight.
Literally, I promise you that'll be like, it'll be like, I love you.
I feel that.
Maybe.
I feel like I'm not a mushy person either.
No, not at all. I would never be
I feel like
that
you
type
have
of person.
I think you have that mushiness like in your blood. Like yeah, I think you do. I think you do. I think you are. Because again, like the fantasies and the movies and the books and stuff, I think you absolutely will be mushy. Mushy, very mushy.
No. I hope that changes. I think that I'll be a completely different mother. Like, I'll be the opposite. Like, I'll be that mom that, like, rubs your hair until you fall asleep.
Oh,
like,
I'm not.
all those cute little things.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
Oh, stop.
Oh, that's how I am. Like, my mom is so touchy-feely, and she's always trying to, like, adjust something on me. I'm like, Mom, I'm a grown-ass woman. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
See, my mom was the opposite, so I feel like maybe that's why I want to be that way. No, they can have space, but it's like...
Little Sebastian. Go in there.
Yeah, my Sebastian.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're not even going to get into that. Yeah. Yo, Sebastian Jr.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about... No,
Baby names.
We have some fights over who has who baby name, even though me and Mariah are like the most single ass bitches right now, but we'll get into that another time.
Truth. But I own it. That's my name, Sebastian.
So speaking of names though, if you get married, would you keep his last name? Or keep your name and take his last name? Or like what's your view?
Me, I am ready to drop this last name in a heartbeat. Drop it like it's hot, hot, hot. The only time that I wouldn't take his last name, or that I find acceptable within my own standards to not take your husband's last name, is either when you've branded yourself within your last name, so like the Kardashians, like I understand why she was Kardashian West and all that shit, or if you get your doctorates. Because my last name worked hard for that goddamn thing.
Not you.
It's not about to be Dr. Johnson on there. No, it's Dr. Giles. Giles made her way through the college, so.
I would, listen, y'all already know, I'm dropping my last name. I don't feel any connection to my last name. I'm still me without my last name, even if I didn't like, if I was just Deja. Like, I'm so ready to take it. I do get the career part. I still wouldn't hyphenate it, though. For me, I wouldn't hyphenate it. That's just too long. And I'm also not about to have my kids write out 4 names. First, middle, and 2 last. Not doing it. Like, 2 names is hard enough. But I get the doctorate part, too. I still would change it, though. Yeah, I would. I'm changing. Look.
Because guess whose last name is on these student loans?
That one. Deja Robinson? I don't know her. You got the wrong number.
No, I'm the complete opposite. I was born Rivera. I'm gonna die Rivera. Yeah, no. I know.
Well,
okay.
What about
hey,
you?
I didn't make fun of yours. Let me talk. You
you're right.
dirty
You're
bitch.
right.
You don't want
so
your husband and like your kids all to have the same last name?
No. And let me tell you why. I don't know. I feel attached to my name, especially because that's like my only connection to my Hispanic part of the family. And like, since my dad is dead, I don't know. I just really want to stay connected to my roots, especially because a lot of people do think I'm just white. And I like having that Hispanic reminder and just having that be a part of me. And as far as kids go, my kids are going to have my last name. I pushed them out. Like, they can have his too. It could be, I know you said you hate the hyphen, but they can get a little hyphen or they can take just mine because I did the work. And that's what I have to say about that.
Your brothers will be the ones that can carry the name.
That's on them, but that has nothing to do with me.
He said they all cousins, and they all.
They
have
can
the
do what
same
they
last
want.
name.
I just know that I like my last name, and I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, see, just me and my dad are the only Robinsons I know because my grandma was married. So everybody else has like either his last name or a different last name, like whoever their father was. So I am just listen. Bye, Robinson. Bye, Giles.
Literally. But
Hello,
no,
Rivera.
My dad's side of the family, it's a small section of them that have the last name Giles. Most of them are Williams. So it's like, we
might be related. I got some Williams.
You know we all related. We all on the plantations together.
Happy belated Juneteenth.
But yeah, I have zero connection to Giles. Now, if my last name was Eaton, like my family's, that's a different story because that last name, like, it's a brand for us. Like, it's just like the Eatons. It's a thing. So, I don't know. I feel like I might be a little more reluctant to change my last name after I got married if my last name was Eaton, but it's not. So.
Yeah, I'm glad my mom didn't name me after. Oh, wait, no, like I love my mom's side of the family, but I'm so glad I didn't have her last name. I'm glad she gave me my dad's, even though I will get rid of it, because it's just a name. But her last name is Phillips, and like Deja Phillips, like
I can hear it.
I don't think it sounds bad.
I don't like it
Deja
at all.
Phillips.
Robinson is strong though. It does sound really good. Deja Robinson. So wait, so say your husband's last name was like some stupid shit like hot dog.
Deja hot dog. Listen, we about to be the hot dog family. Pettis.
Deja Pettis.
It was German. I think it was German, but they did the.
That sounds a little off. Deja Pettis.
That's fine though, cause I'm just being Miss Pettis.
DP. Ooh, I like that nickname.
Deja Monet Pettis, or just the Pettis.
Oh, actually, it sounds better.
But
with
listen,
the
if
Monet.
I have a daughter, I'm gonna name her Madison Pettis.
Who's that?
Wait, isn't that like a celebrity? Yeah. I was like she was in the.
She just made the weirdest face. Like, you get it?
No. You don't know Madison Pettis, the game plan.
Yeah, she was the little curly haired girl from. She was like Dwayne's daughter in that movie. Come on.
The game plan?
Yes. We just said that. Bitch, what?
I didn't hear.
I
know who that is.
No, but I just love that, like, what is it? Like, just
the flow.
I love the flow of the parents and the kids having the last name, because I've never had that. Like, I've never gone anywhere with my mom and dad, and it was like, oh,
the Rivera,
the Robinsons.
yeah, shit.
Like, no, it was, okay, you're Robinson, you're Phillips, you're Benjamin, you're Cook. Like, we
That's
were all
I want.
I know. No.
Like the Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
right.
Ooh, Brooks.
And then you can put the little thing on your mailbox and shit.
True. Actually, we would technically be the Dudleys.
I did actually like seeing that. Like, when I went to go visit my grandparents' house in St. Croix, on his house that he built, it said the Riveras, and it was so cool to see. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it made me feel so connected, and like, I don't know, I really loved it.
So I don't think you've ever told anybody the story of my Dudley.
Yeah, let's get into it, because you might have heard we mention it every episode for people who've been paying attention. So Mariah, on to you.
So let me start this off by saying that this was not a dream. It was a sign from God. It was a premonition, if you will. It was God showing me my soulmate. So I had a quote unquote dream, and it was literally the most vivid dream I've ever had in my whole life. And I met my soulmate, and his name in the dream was Mudd Dudley, Mudd Dudley. So I literally woke up out of my sleep that night, wrote it in my notes thing. I woke up that night and I wrote his name in my little notes section. It was actually the same notes thing that has all of my baby names in it. And I just was like thinking about him ever since. I told them who he was, and I was like, this is my soulmate, Mudd Dudley. We have to look for Mudd Dudley. This is what has to happen. And then, wait, should I go into that part? Because, I guess so. Okay. So what was it? The game,
after
the
playoff? Patriots game.
After the Patriots game. So we went to Good Bar to see the Bills versus the Patriots. Of course, we lost. I shouldn't say of course. We lost. I wasn't in the best mood. Yeah, I know. I wasn't in the best mood, so we went to Good Bar. We went to
Frizzy's after.
Surprise.
Jesus Christ, another like Frizzy's mentioned. I'm so sorry, everyone.
We mentioned the name Frizzy's, but we went to Frizzy's after, so I can just drink my sorrows away. And there was literally this guy there with his group of friends.
Can I just say, this guy was so nice.
Yeah, he was very nice.
And like dancing, laughing, singing like random songs that you probably wouldn't even have like thought that he knew, but he was just
which
being
increased
friendly
it,
to us,
yeah.
right? Flirting and like being so unapologetic about
And
it.
Mariah,
but
tell
not
us how you
creepy.
acted.
He wasn't creepy.
No,
at
he
all.
wasn't. He was not creepy at all. He was very nice. The only creepy part that maybe was a little creepy was like that he kept like rubbing. I had my leg up on the table and he kept like rubbing my leg, and I'm like, this is getting like, sir, like you don't gotta touch me.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Where the fuck?
I literally had my leg
How?
up on the
Where?
table,
We always
and
at
he
the
was
bar.
literally doing this, and we were all looking at each other like.
Were we in the
This
booth?
was while Paul Rudd.
Oh!
This is while Paul Rudd had his arm around you. And you
Wait,
were like,
he had his arm around
say,
me.
We literally, sidebar, we met Paul
And
Rudd
I allowed
in
that?
the flesh. We met Paul Rudd
Paul
in the
Rudd
flesh.
was at
And he
Fizzy's.
was so funny, and he was with his sister, and she was like, oh my God, he gets that all the time. Listen, people were buying him drinks and shots.
It was
That
uncanny.
wasn't one night. Oh my
Mhm.
God. Okay. Sorry.
So whatever, the night ends, and then after he left, I was like, damn, y'all, like he was really nice, like blah blah blah. Even though I was ignoring him. And then we tried to look him up on the internet the next day, and literally the only information that we had was that he worked with.
Called him Mikey.
Oh yeah,
too.
his friends called him Mike that night, and then he worked with one of our friends
Right.
at a company.
Right. We won't
So
say.
we won't say.
Wow, guys, we're so
We won't say the
respectful of
friend the
boundaries.
company. But basically, we found another guy's profile who we thought
Who
for a long time.
I swear it was him.
Deja swore up and down that it was him. I was a little hesitant, but I did
too.
think at first that it was him. And this guy's name was
So close. It was
It was
Mike D.
Mike. No,
D.
oh
We
yeah,
can't say
yeah,
it.
we
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
say it. Damn it! But it was so close to Mud Dudley, like the letter, the number,
Yeah,
letter,
the amount
the
of
number of
letters,
letters,
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything was exactly like Mud Dudley. So I was like, damn y'all, like I just met my Mud Dudley. This is it. I just ruined my chances, and it sucked. But then we actually found the actual guy that I met's profile, and it was not that guy. Oh, also when we found out the other guy, you texted your friend. Deja texted her friend, and she had literally nothing but the best things to say about this guy. He's so sweet.
I know.
Like
She
he
called him a
opens doors.
gentleman.
Yes, a gentleman. Like his mama
His
raised
mom
her.
raised
right. I literally was like, yo, like I was so smitten by this man that
Yeah.
I had technically only met once. Actually didn't meet at all. But yeah, so so we found out that it wasn't the guy, and then we found out that the actual guy was kind of a butthole, but whatever.
Well, she said that, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know.
if he was.
Whatever.
But
But yeah, so whenever I refer to Mud Dudley,
like
we're
the con-
referring to my
Right,
future
right.
husband.
She's talking about like her soulmate.
yeah, so speaking of soulmates, do you believe that we have soulmates?
I used to think, obviously, as like a lover, romantic. I feel like so like cheesy, like saying all that, like romantic comedies and all those books and everything. I used to think there was like a soulmate. Now I feel like you probably have multiple soulmates, if you want to call it soulmate, or just like people who define a large chunk of time for you, who were like meant for you in that time, or not even meant for you, just that. Oh God, I'm like all over the place. I just feel like there's multiple people for you that could like bring you happiness and that are meant for you at that certain point of your time where you are. Because like we're different people as we grow up, and I don't know. So yeah, I don't think there's one definitive person. I think there's multiple options out there.
I think this word soulmate is just so cheesy, and I really can't even picture someone, like I can't picture myself saying like, hey, that's my soulmate over there in the corner. Do you see my soulmate? Meet my soulmate. That's my soulmate. So I don't know. I really feel a super strong connection with my friends. I don't know, like, you know, the Sex and the City quote that your girlfriends are your soulmates and guys are just people to have fun with. I really do believe in that, but then I think about my relationship and I'm like, okay, I do feel like, you know, our souls are intertwined, but I don't know if it's, I wouldn't say like, oh, soulmate. That's
Mariah's
like-
making the
I
stinkiest
don't know, I
face
just
right
hate
now.
I hate that term, but
I know, it's
like, the
cheesy.
meaning behind it, I absolutely do think that we have that person out there, but there are 7 billion people in the world. Probably more. I don't
It's
even
like, what are the odds that your
remember,
soulmate always lives like within a
with
certain
you,
amount? Like, you know what I
right.
mean?
I think we go with what we, you know, meet and like and love, and that's who we eventually end up with. If you want to slap soulmate on it, go ahead. But
I just think, in terms of science, it's literally impossible to have a soulmate. In terms of what a soulmate actually is supposed to be, Because it's like, okay, I can find my soulmate in Buffalo, but it's like, what if by random chance my mom in her 20s moved to Kentucky?
Right.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
it's
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Then I found my
So
soulmate
then
in
that would be
Kentucky.
your soulmate, right? Because like fate is weird.
Then we can talk
Like,
about like
Yeah.
parallel universes and like the
ooh,
multiverse.
listen, 'cause-
Listen, we're not even going to get into that. The Mr. Crab meme.
But I think people like at least like I hear a lot of millennials change it to like twin flame. Like
A what
you
now?
never heard of like
Twin flame?
It's like the
Twin flame.
aesthetic teen version of
It's
like
ooh, that's
soulmate.
like twin flame. Like,
Yeah.
First of all, no. But I feel like I would consider y'all like my.
Oh, say it.
I don't even. It's not even soulmate or twin flame. It's just like, okay, I found my people. You know, like.
But
Yeah,
I did read.
definitely- Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say I did read this actually just today. This thing about how friendship is like the most pure kind of love because like relationships you're like, oh well, I'm physically attracted to them, or like I just love like I don't know, like I feel like I need them because you're like oh I need a husband, I need babies, whatever. But like friends are just people you just love hanging around with them. You don't need them for anything specific except for just to be there for you, and like that's like the purest kind of love. Or a podcast. So I feel like in that way your friends are your soulmate.
I absolutely 1000% agree. I feel like you need, because you can, realistically, you can go through life and not be in a relationship.
Right.
Like, people have done it, and it's absolutely fine. I don't think that you can go through life with no friends.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm on the Sex and the City side. Like, girls are your soulmates, and guys.
How many
are
times
just
do
there.
boys come and goes, but your friends are there? I mean, hopefully your friends are there for you through it all, and like,
Exactly.
yeah, friends are the real ride or die.
Yeah, basically,
Fuck boys.
Don't get married. Don't move in before he proposes. Or wait,
Yeah.
no, after he proposes. Wait, what the fuck?
No, don't propose. Oh wait, no shit, no, don't move in.
Don't
No,
do it,
don't
baby.
get married
I'm
without
saying-
moving in first.
Yes, don't
There we
get
go.
married without moving in.
At
without
least according to
cohabitating.
Dej and Alexis, Mariah
And then
thinks
Mariah
otherwise.
says, don't.
Don't move in until you got a ring.
And according to Alexis, keep your last name.
Don't keep your last name. Get rid of that shit. Oh, this is Deja. According to Deja, change your last name. Don't hyphenate it because your kids are going to be in pre-K struggling.
Well,
while
guess
the rest
what?
of the-
My kids
while
are
the
gonna
rest of
learn
the
how to be
John-
smart, hyphenating their
the John
names.
Smiths, they're going to be done in 2 seconds. Your little baby is going to be in the corner writing their name
You know
for
what?
2
She can
minutes.
practice for that Scantron. She got it. Fill all those little bubbles.
Yes, I also agree that you should be changing your last name unless you struggled through college to make something of yourself, or if your last name brings in money.
Or joy. If it brings you joy, keep it.
I mean, yeah.
That was
Yes,
me again.
yeah, that's
I mean, whatever.
Joy.
Basically, what we're saying is we all have various opinions, so do what you
Yes.
want.
And let us know what you think.
Yes.
Like, how do you feel about marrying or talking about marriage in a relationship, and at what point do you think you should mention marriage?
Mm-hmm. But also, more importantly, do what the fuck you want to do, because whatever you want to do has nothing to do with us. Our opinions in your life, while entertaining, do not fucking matter.
Right.
Love who you
Don't
love.
be-
If you want to change your last name,
I know, right? Wait,
Do
some
it.
girl breaks up with her boyfriend. Actually, Deja, Alexis, Mariah said I shouldn't move in with you. She said my friends are the people who really care.
Could you imagine? The girls are probably unqualified. Told me to break up with you.
I would reply back like, listen
Unless
to the
he's
name.
a shitty person, or unless she's
Yeah.
a shitty person, like
absolutely.
dump them. That's my motto. For everything.
Zump him, sis.
Dump him, says. Yeah. So do whatever you want, man.
Wow, we sound so enlightened. You know what I mean? Like, do whatever. But I mean, you heard the name of this podcast. It's called Probably Unqualified. If you were here for some like definitive answers, you came to the wrong source.
True.
We came
Because
here
of
for some
3
humor.
people, there's only one person in a relationship right now, and we're giving relationship advice. So
I'm not even qualified.
Wow.
And you've been listening to another episode of
Probably Unqualified.
Peace.
That was great.